It's not just your child's birthday, it's a business opportunity. Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome to this day's topic on Let's Discuss. So this week is going to be, if you check my community tab at all, there's going to be like a spring cleaning, there's going to be a vlog, there's going to be like a massive food haul. So I've got all that coming up, but I just thought I would do something nice, fresh and easy and do a Let's Discuss. So back to the SACCONEJOLYs, because so many of you love me talking about them and there's just so much to discuss. I mean, let's be completely real with you guys. Just had like a massive breakfast as well, so I'm finding it a little bit hard to digest. Oh baby, go on in. What has really stemmed this video was the fact that I just think that they are so out of touch with reality. I think they're past the point, and I think for a while they put on this really big, camera angle. I think for a while they just put on this really big facade of pretending that they did it all, pretending that they cleaned their house, pretending that they cooked their food, and actually, unless you guys didn't know, for quite a long time they had a cook, they had a cleaner, they still have a dog walker to walk their copious amounts of dogs. But they literally have so much help, but they've recently been cutting back on help. And you might be wondering, Amy, why are you so invested in this? Amy, stop being so nitpicky. It's because the content that they're now bringing out, of course, what really got everyone's attention was the fact that they're exploiting Edie, they're exploiting her journey, which is disgusting. It's not that her journey is disgusting, it's the fact that they are exploiting it that is disgusting. I'm not very good at wording my words. But then as well as that, they're now coming out with these like everyday vlogs, which by the way, they've actually missed 2 uploads. So that's going well already. But they're coming back and they're acting as if they are just an everyday family, as if they do everything themselves. And there's just some things which I can just pick apart and go, this isn't relatable. And it's not just with them, it's with so many other content creators, so many who pretend like they do everything themselves, who pretend like they watch their own kids, who pretend like they clean their own house, who pretend that they walk their own dogs.
And the dogs have gone out for their walk. Jonathan has gone to get his tattoo done. All of Monday morning is just a write-off because the tattoo comes, the dogs have to go for their walk, like all of these different things that need planning. Like it's already 10:30. Actually, they were a little bit later than usual. Usually they're here around 9-ish.
Who cook their own food, and actually they don't, or they get sponsored enough that they get loads of this stuff sent to them for free. And that's kind of where I wanted to talk about. And there's a couple things recently which really sparked my interest in this, and I was going, yeah, I do understand. So if this sounds like your kind of interesting topic, then please carry on watching. What massively prompted it was, and in the latest vlog, Anna bangs on about cooking dinner
today. A lot of things were going on today, so I didn't get to make dinner ahead of time, and now we've arrived home. For the most part, I need to make snacks. I haven't even laid their outfits out. Like all of the things that I usually would get done in the morning, or like when I'm free and like when the kids aren't here, I haven't done.
Now we can see in her Insta stories that she does actually cook really early on in the day, like between 10 and 12, and fair enough, if that's what you want to do, then you go for it. But the angle that they try and spin it at is that they're just an everyday household. They're really relatable.
Look, it's not meant to like their primary color.
And they're not. They used to have like a cook and stuff, and now they seemingly do not have a chef, which by the way, they never came clean about this. It was only until quite later on did they actually come clean about even having a nanny. Never used to say anything. In fact, we never really used to see Anna cooking. We used to see Anna reheating things in like Tupperware, or like just reheating things that were already made on a plate.
Welcome back to What I Ate Wednesday.
It was really suspicious to me how they managed, we didn't see them cooking, and then all of a sudden they're like reheating food, and it's like, wait, what? It's like putting 2 and 2 together. And I'm not even sure if they ever fully admitted to that either, but they definitely did. Like they had like a chef and a cleaner and everything, and it's just absolutely insane how like they were then still trying to portray that they were. Anyway, so this recent video of her cooking, and she's saying that she's finding it quite stressful because she went out during the day and now she's come back and she's now having to cook with all of their kids.
Ask Jonathan to come in and just basically take them, because otherwise I can't cook dinner.
You can go and watch any of my day in the life videos. I have to do that, and even I say like, oh my god, it's quite difficult. But the difference is that I've had my kids on me all day. I have genuinely been out and done like from A to B, from A to B, from A to B. I don't have a nanny, I don't have anyone like that, and I don't actually think they have a nanny now, and I think that's the reason why we're starting to see the cracks and the fact that, oh my god, like parenting is really quite difficult. And it's like, yeah, especially when you don't have a nanny, like picking the kids up and dropping them off. They were really quite discreet about that for a really long time, and then they then started coming clean about the fact that they have help, that they used to literally have a nanny just to watch the kids when the parents were like in the house, but then they then come back online and pretend that they were like all doing it themselves. And it just was such a facade for so long, and I was so suckered into believing that that was actually how it was.
Just before we went on the Great Catnap book tour, you know, myself, we're not, you know, when you're in a situation where you're hiring somebody, explaining it, we just say, come look after our children, you know.
And it wasn't. And only now, when everything's been stripped away, do you kind of see like what is really happening. It's crazy. And she's going on about, oh, I have to let Jonathan has to look after them.
Ask Jonathan to come in and just basically take them, because otherwise I can't cook dinner.
Whilst I cook, it's like, yeah, that's just like a general thing. Apart from, most of us don't even have that luxury. I don't have that luxury. Tom goes out, he goes out to work, and he doesn't come back until 7 o'clock most evenings. I do everything from getting up, getting them dressed in the morning, to putting them to bed at night, and that's just the way it goes. And that's the same for so many other people, let alone like single parents. So it's just mind-boggling how and it's titled like has to cook for 4 kids. It's like, well, yeah, duh, because you have 4 kids. Like, I might be being really nitpicky, but I just think that if you're going to like give this impression that you've always done everything and you do it, like, I just don't think that they've had to do a whole lot is what I'm trying to get at. I don't think they have to. I think now that maybe the money's going a little bit drier, they can't afford all of that thing. They don't even walk their own dogs half the time. They literally have a dog walker to walk their dogs. Can we just let that sit in for a second?
The dogs have to go for their walk, like all of these different things that need planning. Like, it's already 10:30. Actually, they were a little bit later than usual. Usually they're here around 9.
Why have dogs if you can't walk them? Fair enough if you're out for the day and you can't actually like walk them because you've got a job, but they're not. Okay, watching that back, maybe I'm a little bit bitter about the dog thing. It's because I really, really desperately want a dog, but I don't have the time. I don't have the time to walk the dog, and these people don't even walk their own dogs. They spend all day in their house. It's like when they had a nanny. They used to spend all day in their house, but they used to have a nanny that used to come in and do everything. Why does that make any sense? Like, why? If money was no object, I wouldn't even want that, even if money was object. I wouldn't like that. Like, it's fair enough if you've had really, really crazy busy jobs and you'll go, 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 even if one of you is like, but we see their Insta stories. What are they doing? Like, nothing. I think this is just what happens when, you know, so from when they first came back onto YouTube, the views were like booming, and now the views are getting less and less and less. And I think, and people are going, and it's because people are starting to see through this. And people, if you exploit, you know, such personal things about your kids, people are going to lose interest, or people have outgrown it, or any of those different reasons. But yeah, it's just so confusing. Another thing as well, which just makes me like just question like whether or not these people even live on this planet, is like the over-the-top birthday parties. Like, don't get me wrong, like, your kids, you can throw them an amazing party, don't get me wrong, you can go all out, that's absolutely fine. But by saying, there's something in Jonathan's Insta story saying Anna's pulled out all the stops and done this, and then you go onto Anna's Instagram and it's like everything is being promoted. So every single place has a company that has a link to it. They're documenting every tiny little thing instead of just enjoying the moment. They're like just going, and we got this catering from here, and we got this from here, and this from here. It's like so impersonal. It's so fake. It's just so like, they have all this stuff like a Barbie birthday party, but they're just Instagramming it and they're just sharing links to it. And I can guarantee, well, I can't guarantee, but I'm pretty sure that most of that would have been gifted to them so that they can throw in the company. It's a sponsorship. That's just the way it feels. It feels like every single thing that not just them, but loads of other influencers do, is that every single event, every single birthday, every single thing that can have a sponsorship or an event tagged into it, it's just that. And so these people just literally live online. They just live like, oh, it's my child's birthday party, oh, I'm going to get one of those massive great big balloon arches, which is fair enough if you want to do that, but then they're also tagging the company and tagging the cake company and tagging this and tagging. It's not just your child's birthday, it's a business opportunity, and that's just, people that don't realise that are going to watch that and they're going to go, that's what I need to do for my kid, or if I don't get them this, then I'm a bad parent, and all of this kind of stuff, and it's just so far from the truth.
Can I also just like take a real quick minute to point out that in his recent Insta stories, where are the kids' car seats? Why is Alessia sitting at the back? Like, the strap is literally going around her neck, and they should both be in either boosters or a high back booster, or just an actual car seat in Alessia's case. What the hell? Just because you have a fancy car does not mean that it is safe. Like, what the hell?
And if some of these influencers were more transparent with that, then it would be fine. Like, I'm such a small YouTube channel, but I've done a few sponsorships, I've done a few things. I did one with Udi, which was like my absolute #1 favourite thing. And I know how these kind of things work. So like, I'm clued into how you get these things and what they require you to do and all of this, and it just seems like for every single birthday that the SACCONEJOLYs have, for any of their kids, it's never just like a small, like, it's always got to be something which can be advertised or something that is brand affiliated. It's not just them, it's the same with so many of these influencers, and that's just what I'm trying to say. It seems fake. That's why I think it's fake. That's why I think that this whole facade of them doing everything themselves and is fake. Well, I'm not going to say that they definitely can't afford, but maybe now that, because we do know that, you know, they said that the nanny is no longer with them, so that, you know, they're having to like do things more themselves, and it shows like the cracks. It's showing beneath the cracks. Like, you can just tell that, you know, you can just tell. And that vlog hasn't actually come out yet. What's I called it? The birthday vlog. It hasn't actually come out yet. But when it does, I mean, I don't think I even need to watch it, because I saw enough over on Insta stories of, you know, just like, it just seems really impersonal. It just seems like every single thing is just like a way of just making more money, and I just think it's ridiculous. And another reason why, like, I don't think that they're being genuine about anything they're uploading is because they just jump from one bandwagon to the next. Like, first off, it was the book, which I've already talked about this before, but I think it needs to be mentioned again. It started off with the book, and then it was the fact that Jonathan's non-binary, and then it was then the fact that Edie's journey, I'm just going to call it Edie's journey as like a reference point, and now that people are annoyed and they're losing subscribers and views over it, they're now resorting back to relatable family daily vlogging. And I'm just going to tell you, you're not relatable. And I just think that so many of these influencers are not relatable, and they haven't been for a really long time. But it's only when you start noticing the little things which makes them not relatable, you're like, oh, like, they're not like you and me, and they're not going to be as long as they're on YouTube. And I just think that it just does no good for self-esteem. It does no good for like just transparency. If more influencers are more transparent and not making it out like every single thing is like a money-making scheme, then, you know, wouldn't the world just be a better place? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next video.